Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Glenn. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. So, as you know, we alternate from week to week between last week's Jing, which is the original Qigong exercise brought to us by a yogi from North Indian by the name of Bodhidharma in the, I believe, around 1400. And so this week, we're going to switch over to a set of breathing exercise. And as I tried to explain last week, we often think of yoga different from the Buddhist practice, where in fact they are really very similar. In fact, one is the branch of the other. I will argue that Buddhism is a branch of the yogic practice. It's just that in America, we tend to focus on one thing, which is really the body. But that's only one of the 8 limbs of the yogic practice. And another limb is the breathing. And so that's what we're going to do today. And so we'll practice the breathing exercise in the end, and we're going to pair it now with some chi massage, massaging the chi energy channels in the body, starting with the 6 energy lines originated from the fingers, and then another 6 originate from the toes. And then eventually we'll do the sitting meditation to exercise the chi in the 2 primary channel. So we're going to start with the fingers and we're going to end with the toes, okay? Now we're going to focus on the hands right now. So let's bring out both hands. Focus on the left hand. Use the right thumb and use this part of the finger. We're going to massage one finger at a time, one joint at a time. And for each joint, we're going to massage the front, the left, and the right. And then we're going to move on to the next joint, the front, the left, and the right. And when we finish one finger, we move to the next finger. Similarly, one joint at a time. And now keep in mind that when we say yoga, which is the pronunciation of the original Indian word called yuja. Yuja is, the meaning of yuja means mind, body together. Actually means yoke, the piece of wood that you put in front of 2 oxen as they pull the cart. So now we're going to focus on the right hand using the left thumb, one joint, one finger at a time. And so when we say yoga or yuja, it's body and mind together, all right? And so even when we do the chi massage on our fingers, it's very important that we keep a mind on the body. We focus on the changes in the body. Now, we're going to work on the other side. So we take the hand, fold it down, and then again, go back to the right thumb and one joint, one finger at a time. And while we're doing that, we're contemplating on the feeling of the body. This is one of the 4 contemplation of mindfulness, the feeling, the body. And now we're going to use the left and work on the right, the mind, and then also the Dharma, the 4 foundations of mindfulness. So right now we're focusing on the feeling. We want to feel the changes in the body. Okay, now we're going to put the 2 hands together, one on top of each other, right hand on top of the left hand. And we're going to use the center of the palm, massage the top of the palm, also in between the fingers. I'm going to do it the other way. Now we're going to come back to the fingertip and we want to squeeze on the 2 sides of the fingernail. And then now the other side. So these are the places that has a lot of energy points. Okay, now we're going to pull the fingers one joint at a time. Using the right hand, pull the fingers on the left hand. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the other hand. Now, while you're doing that, you might feel pain, you might feel some pleasantness, or maybe it's just neutral. It doesn't really matter. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do something that we haven't done in this class, which is finger press. So we're going to take the thumb, take the index finger, put that together, and then really press them. Okay, now the finger is the origination of the energy line that we name after the lung, name after the small intestines and so forth. Now we're going to take the thumb and the middle finger and do some finger press. And then now to the ring finger, and then to the little finger. Okay, now we're going to put the fingers together, the palm of the hand together. All right, and then we're going to bring it down, putting some pressure on the wrist, the center of the palm, and then also the fingertip. Now we're going to move to the fingertip. I want to put the fingertips together. There's 10 energy points on the fingertip. And I want you to make sure that the fingers are nice and straight so you can feel the vibration as you tap them. Get ready? 30 times. Focus on the fingertips. Go. Okay. Now we're going to cross the fingers from the fingertips to the bottom of the V. Okay. There's 8 energy points there. Let's go. Okay, now we're going to move from the fingers to the palm, all right? And starting with the inside of the palm, which is away from the sun, so we call it yin. And then the back of the palm is facing the sun, that's what we call yang, all right? Now, in the inside, this finger, this small fingers is the energy line for the heart, but actually the heart and the mind are the same word in Chinese. So this is actually what we call the mental part of the mind, of the heart. This is the physical part of the heart, and then the energy line for the lung. So we're going to start with the thumb, all right? Now there's a very important energy point at the corner of the nail. So I want you to take the right hand and just kind of put some pressure on it. Now I don't want you to squeeze, I don't want you to massage it. I just want you to apply some pressure, and then I want you to feel the change, the numbness that gradually come out when you do that. Okay, now we're going to move down, and then move down. You can feel the bone, and then when you get to the middle, there's a kind of a muscle in here. In between is where we want to apply some pressure. Okay, apply some pressure here. You can do it this way, or you can do it this way. All right, and you feel the tenderness. Okay, now the other side, at the corner of the fingernail, and then move along this piece of bone. In between the bone and the muscle, I want you to press down with your thumb. Now I want you to put those 2 energy points together, forming a V with your palm, and we're going to tap that 30 times. Okay, now the thumb is the energy that ends at the thumb and then comes back. So the yang energy moves away from your body, and the yin energy comes back from the universe. And the lung energy line is responsible for many things, including immunity. Okay, so this is a very important exercise. Now I'm going to move over to the little finger. The little finger is the one that is responsible for the mental part of the heart. And so if you have a problem falling to sleep, or that's important. So opposite to that, in the inside of the palm is another energy point. So press down on that. Okay, press down on that. We're going to work on some more energy line points along here, and then the other side, press on that. Now, for those of you who are interested in learning more, there's no shortage of information on the web. Okay, it's just that when it's very difficult to translate the names of the energy points, so they put numbers on it. All right, and so but that's okay. All right. Now we're gonna form a V this time, touching the little fingers, and we're gonna impact that. We're gonna tap that 30 times as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, the yin energy, the yin means shadow or the absence of the sun, is what comes in through the universe, and then the yang energy is what's going to go out. So the opposite of that is on the other side, is the energy line that we name after the small intestine. So to find that is very simple. You fold your hand like this, you see the line that goes across, and it's right at the edge of your palm. So you push in that, just hold the pressure. So hold the pressure. And then we're going to put these two energy points together. Now the palm of the hand is flat, okay? Not this way, flat. And then we're going to roll the four fingers, very lightly hold it with the thumb. Don't hold it tight. And then we're going to tap that 30 times. And then we're going to move this one to the opposite. So this is the heart, small intestine, lung, large intestine. Okay. Now we're going to find this very important energy point. You put your hands together. You see that little bump here? Okay. Now you take your right thumb, you put that on top of that bump. You open the fingers and then you press towards the index finger. This energy point is very important. It's actually the one that releases natural painkiller. And so if you have a lot of pain, you will find that this one will help. Just press. And then now the other side. The other side. Put the thumb on top of that bump. Press towards the index finger. Okay, now we're going to take this energy point, the one we did before, put that on top of that, and we're going to tap that 30 times. Do this opposite, okay? This one on top of here, 30 times. Now you'll find that these finger works seems like it's not very meaningful, but it's actually very important because when the energy flows in your body, according to the cycle of the sun, 24 hours, each of the energy lines is active for two hours. Therefore, there's 12 of them. And they comes to the extremities, which are the fingers, the toes, the top of the head, and so forth. They have to return, right? And if there's any blockage in the fingers, then they won't return. And if the energy doesn't flow freely into your body, throughout your body, then you have your body will inflame. Okay, you will inflame, and that's the reason for so many of the modern disease. And so the finger works are very important, and especially when you fly for like 12, 13 hours and you can't really do any exercise while you're sitting, the finger really works. And I think over time, when you continue this practice, you find that the amount of pain that you have on your shoulder, your back, the knee, and so forth, what we usually call arthritis, which is basically inflammation in your body, would actually improve just because you work on the fingers and the toes. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move away from the fingers to the wrist and then to the elbow. Again, coming down, and we're going to fold the hands like this. So you see the line across. We're going to massage this point right here. And then we're going to massage about 4 fingers worth. There's a very important energy line here, energy points here, that has to do with the mental part of the heart. And then the other side. And then massage. All right, now we're going to move from the lung to, from the heart to the lung. So again, fold it right here, press down. And then there's another one further down, press down. Over here, press, and then press. Okay, now, turns out that there's another energy point here that I would like to introduce in the middle of the fingers. That's the mechanical part of the heart. You come down to the wrist, you fold the wrist, you measure for 3 fingers, you put your thumb here, the rest of the finger here, and very gently apply pressure because that's an artery, right? So we don't need to put so much pressure. And over here, all right. So now it comes to the next part, which is scraping. So you notice that when I say chi massage, it's not just massage. It's really we do some massage, we do some tapping, we do some acupressure, and we do some scraping, right? So it's a different modality. And of course, the one thing we don't do is we don't use any needles, right? So that's called acupuncture. They're all the same. Now you take the hand, straighten out like this, and again, let me remember where I said that there's 3 energy lines in inside of our hand, and then there's 3 yang energy on the outside hand. So you can divide it into the center part, and then when you locate the bone, which is like the top of the pyramid. So and then on one side, and then on the other side, okay, and then also on the center line, right? So we're gonna take the knuckles, right? You're going to learn how to do this. This is really very good in terms of reducing the pain in the body and improving the circulations and reduce the inflammation all around. You take the knuckle right here. You straighten out the left arm. You start with the elbow. Okay, it's very important to do the elbow and the wrist and not just the middle. Okay, and then you just scrape. Now, some of you may say, well, should I put some ornament? It depends what you want to do. And this is why by asking, how come you don't put any lotions or oil? I said, well, if you go and you get a massage on the muscle, that makes sense. But here we're not doing the muscle. We're actually doing the energy lines. And my experience is that you need a little bit of friction when you do that. So I don't apply lotion or oil. Okay. So I straighten the arm. I scraped the elbow, 3 energy points here along the center line, scrape, 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 all the way to the wrist, and then come back. And then now I locate the top of the bone on one side and then on the side, okay? So again, elbow on one side. Now, now, um, sometimes if you have a lot of pain, and when you scrape, not only do you get relief, you feel like there's some electricity running through your body, okay? This is a very good way. And now straighten the arm. I'm going to do the bone and then rotate it slightly. So on the other side, the bone. And then the center line. Center line is the energy line called the triple warmer. And then I'm going to do the top of my hand, the fingers, back to the top of my hand, the thumb, straighten the arm again, center line, bone, inside. And then I'm going to do the here too. This is the mental part of the heart. And then now I'm going to do the right side. Scrape, middle, along, wrist. And for those of you who has carpal tunnel, this is a very good exercise. This and then also what follows this is very good. Okay, if you don't do this and you let the carpal tunnel um, go out of control, carpal tunnel is inflammation. Similarly with frozen shoulder inflammation, then you have no choice but to take some steroid shot, which is not a good thing. Okay, all right. So now we're going to do the top of the hand. I do this every day when I watch TV. Um, I just do it every day because we all use our fingers a lot these days, right? And okay, all right. Okay, so now the next exercise is action equal to reaction. Action equal to reaction, right? Action, yang, reaction, yin. Okay, all right. So let's open our shoulder, straighten our back, relax the shoulder, pointing the fingers in front, lock the elbow because you want the energy to travel. And the 4 fingers are the springs, so we're going to roll up the springs. The thumb is what's holding down the spring, so we're going to hold down the 4 fingers. Wind up the 4 fingers, don't let it go, and then let it go all at once. Okay, get ready. One. Okay, you're not going to hurt yourself. So as hard as You can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Similarly, we're going to do the next exercise, fingers, and then also the shoulder. Okay. So this one, if you have frozen shoulder, it's very good. I still have a little bit of ache here. It hasn't gone away. Okay. And by the way, if you do have frozen shoulder and you have a lot of pain, not only do you have to do all the exercise that we do here, all right, it requires exercise. But there's one way that my experience to relieve the pain in here is that there's an energy point. So if you fold up your hands like this and right here, where's your four fingers on, and then now you see the bone. It's on the other side of the bone. You press down, and then the pain on the shoulder will go away. Okay, because this is the large intestine energy, and then it goes all the way to the shoulder. All right. So if try that. If you have pain, it's just like I do. If you have like what's called the frozen shoulder, you have a lot of pain here. One way to relieve it is just press with four fingers. Now, this is the bone. It's on the other side of the bone. Okay, press, and it's very magical. Uh, Now you notice that I have pain here and I press over here. Okay, it's a kind of crazy. All right, and then I imagine if you do have pain here, then you press over here. All right. So the next exercise is actually very, very good. Now, first we open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. These two energy point is part of the lung energy line. It starts at the finger, travels all the way in here. Okay. Now we're going to take our hand, we're going to form this hand gesture by putting the thumb and the middle finger together. That's called the lotus hand. But we're going to stretch the fingers. So the rest of the fingers stretch. This is actually a very important health gesture, putting the lung and the heart together. All right. Now, but make sure you stretch the fingers. All right. And now we're going to put that on here. Open our shoulder and then straighten our back. Now the back of the hand facing the camera. Right. Okay. Get ready. One, back of the hand facing camera. Now when you do that, you open your fingers. Let the energy flow and then comes back to the shoulder, right? Second time, again, putting the middle fingers and the thumb together, stretching out the other three, and then open the shoulder, straighten up the back. Get ready. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Okay. So we're not done yet. We're still working on the upper torso. Right? Upper torso is mainly the lung and the heart. After we've done that, we look in the lower part of the body. So now we're going to do some tapping, and we're going to tap the shoulder and also the gate of calf. So the shoulder has an energy point here, right? This is part of the energy line, the name after the gallbladder. Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, taking the right hand, forming the empty hand as if you're drinking water. Put the fingers on top and the palm of the hand in here. Okay. Now open the shoulder. Turn your head to the right. Listen with the left ear. Remember now, yoga comes from yuja. The word yuja means mind, body together. So listen to the tapping as if you're listening to it to the when you play a drum. Okay. Okay. Ready? Wake up. Continue. And then the other side, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, taking the left hand, forming the empty hand, fingers on top, palm in front. Turn the head slightly to the left. Listen with your right ear. Wake up. Continue. Okay. Now that's both the mainly the lung and then also the energy line that we name after gallbladder. Now we're going to move to the energy line that originated from the small fingers, which we call them the mind, and it travels right here. Now one of the area where the energy line would get blocked is right here. So feel it. If it's just like you feel like just nothing, that's not good. You feel that it's very, very tight, that's also not good. So we want to stretch that part, right? So the way we do that is we take the arm, the elbow, we put that on top of a head. Now we slightly pinch the top part of the ear, and then we make sure that the heads are, we make sure that we're looking straight ahead, top of the head facing the sky. That way you're stretching this part. Then you take the right hand, the empty hand, you put that on the armpit. You turn the head to the right, listen with the left ear, wake up, continue. The other side, take the elbow, put that on top of the head. Make sure that you're looking straight ahead so you're stretching this part. Pinch the left ear, take the left hand, empty hand, put that on the right armpit, turn the head to the left, listen with the right ear, wake up, continue. Okay, now we come back to the elbow. Elbow has three energy points, very important, corresponding to all three yin energy. So we take the elbow, lock the elbow, the palm at the eye level, take the right hand, the empty hand, fingers on top, and then the palm on the side. So it's three energy points. Turn the head to the right, listen with the left ear, wake up. Now make sure you do two things, empty hand and lock the elbow. Now if you don't use empty hand, it sounds like this. If you use empty hand, it sounds like this. Okay. Similarly, when you don't lock the elbow. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. And then now to the other side. Lock the elbow, palm, eye level. Left hand, empty hand, right ear. Wake up. Continue. Okay. Now we're going to do one more, which is the back. And now I remember I talked about this last week. And the Chinese think of the internals in terms of the fire and the water. So it's similar to when you grow vegetable, grow tomato, whatever. You need water and you need the sun, right? In between is the soil, and so they conceptualize the body like this. The sun, the fire is the heart. The water is the kidney. What's in between is the stomach and the spleen. All right. So a lot of the problem we have is that the energy from the sun and energy from the water is not mixing properly and causing problem with the stomach and the splint. And then the stomach and the splint, they do transportation and they do transformation, right? It's similar to the soil, right? Transportation means that it has to take the water floating nicely, not too much, not enough water into soil as well as the nutrient. But they also do transformation, right? It actually takes organics and turn it into fertilizer. Similarly, the Chinese think of the body like this. So the next exercise is called mixing the water and fire. Fire and then the water. Now, when you know that your body has harmony between the water and fire, is that when you have lots of saliva in your mouth. Okay. Now, I'm going to be working here for an hour and a half. During the day, Monday and Thursday, often we work 2 hours, and I'll be talking nonstop, and I don't drink water. Instead, opposite, I have too much saliva. And the reason is that you're actually doing it properly. You let the water rise and you let the heat goes down. So the mouth, the saliva is very important. Learn how to self-hydrate. And the other one is that make sure your feet are not cold so that the fire element actually travels through the body. All right, so next exercise is going to be like this. Now, after we finish the exercise, we're going to sit. I'm going to show you how to actually, once you clear the blockage of the tripillaries, then we need to clear the blockage on the primary, right? So I'm going to show you how to meditate in a way to mixing the water and fire. All right, so open the shoulders, stretch your spine, relax the shoulder. Now, some of you might find it easier to do this standing up. It's up to you. Take the right hand, the palm of the center of the palm, you put that as far back as you can. That's fire. You take the other hand, use the back of the hand, you wrap around, okay? And you make sure you rotate the waist, right? Rotate this part, okay? Get ready, go. Okay, all right. So we're done with the upper torso. Now we move to the um, what's below our waist. All right. Okay. Now the energy lines that originate from the extremities, which in this case are the toes, they travel throughout the body all the way to the top of the head. What travel inside, away from the sun, is yin. What travel outside, there's three sides of that: front, side, and back are the yang energy. So we're going to work on the inside first, and this is the liver energy. Okay, so above the knee, separate into three parts, two energy points. We're going to use what's called an empty fist. We don't hold it like this. We just kind of roll it back. You can either put the thumb on top or you put the thumb inside. Okay, very gently, 30 times. And then the other one. Now we're going to do the opposite of that, which is the energy line that we name after the gallbladder. We put the knees together, two energy points on the side. Get ready, go. Okay, now we're actually practicing mindfulness. So make sure that your body and your mind are together and you're hearing every beat, like you're hitting the drum. You're playing the instrument. Okay, get ready, go. Okay, now above the knee, two energy points, below the knee, three. Okay, now it's not that there are only three, there's actually a whole bunch, but we picked three because they're the most common one and the one that typically has blockage. Now, what's below the knee, energy points do not locate on bones. They also do not locate on muscle. They locate in between, okay? So here's the bone, the knee. You feel the bone, and then right below, there's a cavity here. Or the other way is that you come up and you can't go anymore. Okay, so these two energy points, get ready, go. And then in the middle. And then further down, you feel some tingling on the toes, okay? Get ready, go. Okay, so this is on the outside. Now we're gonna work on the front. The front is the energy line that we name after the stomach. Now, first you locate these two dumbbells on your knee. You measure 4 fingers. You locate the bone, and it's just right on the outside of the bone. Don't hit the bone, okay? On the outside of the bone, and it's facing forward. This is a very important energy point. Get ready, go. And then now further down, another 4 fingers, locate the bone, just right outside the bone, also facing forward. Get ready, go. Okay, so that's the stomach. And then there's another energy point that I highly recommend. And it's actually in the back of the leg, also facing the sun. And this one we name after the bladder. And this energy point here is actually the on-off switch for the very bottom of your foot. And the very bottom of your foot is the important energy point that it's or the beginning of the kidney energy line. And this one is important for dementia and high blood pressure. And so to locate it is very simple. You lift up your heel, you feel the calf, it's at the bottom of the calf, and we're going to hit that 30 times. And then the other side. Okay, so we're not done yet. All right, so now we're going to work on the toes the same way that we work on the fingers. Going to learn how to massage the toes and also any energy points in that area. So let's take our left foot, 5 toes, massage the part that it touches the floor. You notice that your feet are kind of cold because you don't have enough blood circulations. And so this is a very important exercise to improve your blood circulations. Not having enough lung heart capacity is one reason why you have high blood pressure. Okay, now we're going to work on this neck area. And then now we're going to work on the inside. And then we're going to massage this ball area by like forming a pincher. And then when I mentioned this energy point, a very important one called a gushing spring. And so you this is if you go from the back of the feet all the way to right before the toes, about 1/3 of the way, and it's actually at the bottom of the ball. And so you use 2 thumbs and you press and you press and you press. Okay, very important energy point. Now, some of you, this might hurt a little. Okay, and then now we're going to massage using the pincher again, the heel, and back to our scraper. Scrape the center, the left, and the right. Improve the circulations. Now we're going to move to the arch. The arch is a very important part of the feet, and it's from the ball to the knee, heel. And we're going to massage the arch area. The arch is where the energy line, named after the kidney, and the energy line named after the splint travels. Now, um, the kidney is the water element, and the splint is the soil element. So one is the prerequisites for life, and the other one is the cradle of life. Both are important. And so we're going to work on the kidney part first. I'll introduce two more energy points. So back here is the gushing spring, remember? And then now you draw a line between that and the angle. And where it crosses the arch is a very important energy point. For those of you who suffer from diabetes, this is a good one. And then the other one is back of the angle, between the angle and the Achilles heel. That's the kidney. Now back to the arch, and we're gonna work on the splint. And so start with the corner of the nail on the big toe, one, and then on top of the bone, along the arch, come down. There's a cavity here, two, further down, three, and then all the way to the angle. Measure 4 fingers, and then locate the bone is away from the bone. Okay. Now, examine your feet. If you have any kind of swelling, then that means that your body is not returning water. Okay, half of the blood has to come back, and they're going through the lymph node. So the lymph node is part of the energy line that we name after the splint. So if you have any kind of swelling, that's a very bad sign. Now, I know a lot about medicine, but only to the extent of helping my parents. So if you ask me anything about diabetes, dementia, um, seizure, and all that, I can give you an answer because I had to study that to take care of my father. But if you ask me anything about high blood pressure, I'll be able to tell you because I had to take care of my mom. So the most common blood pressure medicine, one causes coughing, persistent coughing. The other one causes swelling. So if you have any swollen feet, ask yourself, are you taking high blood pressure medicine? That's the reason. All right, so whatever it is, if your feet are swelling, how do you know? If you put your thumb and then it doesn't bounce back, then you have a problem with swelling. All right, so now you locate your knee, you locate your ankle, you locate that piece of bone, you take your scraper and you just scrape. Okay, now we're going to massage the top part of your feet, 5 toes in between the toes. And I like to use the edge of my thumb. Okay. Now you come back, you open your big toe and the second toe, you come in, and before the bone joint, there's a pressure point here. You apply pressure. Now this is the liver energy line. The liver is active between, I believe it's between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So if you have a habit of waking up between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, then your liver is on fire. Okay. Now we're going to continue to work on the liver energy line by taking the thumb and then bend it back. You notice that there is a tendon here. Okay. Just stretch that. And then we're going to, while you're stretching it, use the thumb to massage. This is one of the 3 longevity tendon. One of the 3. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing called mixing water and fire. This is water, this is fire. We put them together, forming the empty hand, bend the toes back slightly. We're going to do that 30 times. Continue. Okay, now we're going to do the other side very quickly, not so much commentary now. Okay, toes, the neck part of the toe, the inside of the toe, the ball area, the gushing spring. 1, 2, and 3, and then scrape, and then the other side, and then also the other side. Massage the arch, massage the energy point starting with the gushing spring, move up to the center of the arch, and then move to the angle, and in between the angle and the Achilles heel. Come back to the beginning of the toe at the corner of your nail. Locate that piece of bone along that arch. 1, 2, and then now go all the way to the angle, 4 fingers, bone, outside the south side of the bone. And then scrape from the angle to the knee, behind the bone. And then now the top part, back. And then open the fingers, come in, press down, massage again. And then now take the toe, bend it back, stretch that longevity tendon, and then massage. And then tapping the center with the center of your palm and the center of the bottom of your feet. Water and fire, mixing water and fire. Get ready, go. Continue. Okay, massage. All right. Okay. So in the past, I mentioned the clock, right? And I mentioned it slightly too today, that these 12 energy lines, 6 yin, 6 yang, they basically work off the clock, right? It's really, it's the other way. It's really the energy coming into a body and going out according to the sun, 24 hours. And the Chinese just conceptualized that, divided into 12 parts. And so each energy would be active in the body for 2 hours, 1 yin, 1 yang, one going out, one coming back, and so forth. And then they named that after the critical organs. And so I live according to the sun. I live according to the sun. Turns out that that's the only way to live, to be healthy, is to live according to the sun. And I'm 67 years old. For 67 years, humankind has lived against the sun, right? When I was little, we had electricity, but it's only for the night, the street lights in the household. But there's not much appliances. I remember we were the first um, house in the neighborhood that had a refrigerator, that had a radio, and later on has a television. Right? Before that, there were none of that, and people would work according to the sun. They go to work in the morning and they come back before and so nowadays we don't do that, and so that's a problem. So my point is that I go to sleep before 11, because from 11 to 1 is the gallbladder. From 1 to 3 is the liver. They work in pair. So essentially for 4 hours, your body is getting a blood transfusion. Right? So if you don't sleep and you don't take advantage of that, then your body will suffer. Now I wake up every day at 6 o'clock, except Thursday and Sunday. And again, according to the sun, according to the sun. Okay. All right. So we're gonna meditate now. And when we meditate, we're going to learn to exercise the energy throughout our body from the back, the spiral cord, that's called the governing channel, comes down to this is called the center of being, and then down. This is the yin energy. Okay, we're going to learn to do that. And so what we have done so far for almost 2 hours, well, for almost 1 hour, is just to clear up the tripillaries. Now we're going to learn how to clear the primary. All right, so we start by learning how to sit properly. And for those of you who sit on chairs, and it's perfectly fine to sit on chair, you don't have to sit like the Buddha. All right, even I don't sit like the Buddha. It's perfectly fine. So you divide your body into 7 parts, and this is the chronological form of sitting. You examine the bottom of your feet, or you examine the thigh. You make sure that you're not using any muscle. So if you're not able to sit flat like I am, put some pillows and blankets so you're not using muscle. And you can form hand gestures, but you don't have to. But make sure that you're not lifting up your hand. You rest your hand on your knee, on your thigh. The third part is your spine. That's the most important part. I want you to start at the bottom of your spine, slowly move up. As you move up to the top of your head, I want you to stretch your spine as if you're hanging your spine on the ceiling. Okay, we sit like the bell, so the spine is the little clapper on the bell. You want to make sure that that's not leaning forward or backward. So you want to stretch that and stretch it as much as you can. And then you lean back slightly and then you relax. Now your upper torso is resting on your spine and not on your muscle. So you're not using that much of your back muscle right now. Then you want to focus on your forehead, relax your forehead, lean back your forehead so that your ears on top of your shoulder, as if you're bouncing a bowling ball on top of a bamboo stick. And then now you want to tuck in your chin slightly so the top of the head, this energy point called 100 meet, where all the yang energy meets before it goes up to the heaven, is actually on top of your spine. Now you come to your eyelid, you relax your forehead, you relax between your eyebrow, you relax your eyelid as if the baby is sleeping. You don't need to shut your eye, you don't need to open your eye, just relax. So you can actually see through your eyelashes. You see your hand, your knee, and the floor. That's what you want. And finally, most important, you learn to self-hydrate. So you take the tip of the tongue, you put that between the teeth and the roof of your mouth, right behind this energy point called the center of being. You close your mouth, you relax your teeth, you feel the saliva coming out. Now we're going to learn to meditate. At the same time, learn to how to exercise our stomach when we breathe. It's called the Dan Tan. Dan means fire. Tan means feel, the feel of fire. Now I want you to focus on your belly button, and then I want you to examine your breathing. When you know that you're breathing in, I want you to move the belly button using your mind, just your mind. You don't actually have to move anything, just use your mind as if you're taking your belly button and take it all the way across the room. You continue to examine your breathing, and when you know that you're breathing out, you take your belly button and you move it all the way to the back, just touching your spine. Breathe in. When you know that you're breathing in, you don't have to actually breathe in. Just when you know that you're breathing in, forward. When you know that you're breathing out, backward. Now you notice that your stomach actually follows. When you breathe in, you move forward. The stomach opens because the diaphragm is pushing down slightly. When you breathe out, you take your belly button and you move it back. You're collapsing your stomach because the diaphragm is pushing up. Now I want you to just do that for the next 5 minutes. And if your mind drifts somewhere else, come back, focus on your belly button, and just say, when I breathe in, I move forward. When I breathe out, I move backward. 5 minutes. While you're maintaining this posture, stretch your mind, stretch your spine, open your shoulder, relax your shoulder, lean back your upper torso, back to the belly button. Every once in a while, check your posture. When you breathe in, stretch your spine. When you breathe out, lean back your upper torso, and then back to the belly button. We're going to continue to sit, but for the next 5 minutes, we're going to take our attention away from the belly button and just focus on the breath. Now, your stomach, your lower abdomen has certain muscle memory now. So it's actually breathing with the stomach. So I just want to feel that. As you breathe in, you notice your stomach opens by itself. As you breathe out, you notice your stomach collapse by itself. Now I want you to do something, which is when you know that you're breathing in, stretch your spine. When you know that you're breathing out, lean back the upper torso, just so slightly to maintain the posture. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, lean back. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, lean back. Okay? Now I want you to put your focus on the bottom of your spine. When you know that you're breathing in, stretch, and then travel from the spine up, from the bottom of your spine, up the spine, to the shoulder, to the neck, to all the way to the top of the head and beyond. Go as far up as you can. Relax, and then wait for your out breath. When you know that you're breathing out, lean back, start at the forehead, come down to the bridge of your nose, to the tip of your nose, to your chin, all the way down back to the belly button. And then just wait there. Send your in-breath. When you're breathing in, bottom of your spine, go up to the top of the head. Don't stop there, go all the way up. And then breathe out, come back down to the forehead, to the bridge of your nose, to the tip of your nose, to your chin, to the belly button. Okay, we're going to sit 5 minutes. Close your mouth. Make sure the tip of your tongue is at the roof of your mouth, between your roof of your mouth and your teeth. Make sure you're sitting upright. And then relax. Don't try to huff and puff. Just feel your natural breathing. Don't stop at the head. Just let it go. Let it go. And then come back. Okay, open your eyes. And so now we're ready to do the floor exercise. And today we're going to do the breathing exercise, which, according to the eight limbs of yoga, is called the pranayama. Pana means breathing. Yama means the practice of breathing. So I encourage you to go study that, the eight limbs of yoga, because yoga is very popular in the United States, and and it has many forms. But we focus just on the body. We focus on the body, and there's an article that I meant to share with you, which is a interview that they did with people who are over 100, and overwhelmingly they said the one thing that they don't do is they don't try to beat the body into submission. They don't run marathons, they don't weightlift, they don't try to do any extraneous exercise in the gym, and instead they find a way of creating the harmony in the body. And so my practice here is really not trying to beat the body into submission, but try to use as much as we can with what we got, which is not just the body, but its relationship to the universe in terms of how the energy flow, right? And so the eight limbs of yoga actually starts with precept, how you behave, how you conduct your life. And so I do that. I have five precepts. I don't kill. I don't have any sex misconduct. I don't lie and cheat. I don't steal. And I don't use intoxicant. That's how I do it. Back in the days when I was running my own company, and it was a telecom company, so integrity is quality integrity is very important. So I used to have a big sign that says integrity is what you do when no one is watching. And so when I talk about the five precepts, it's what I do when no one is watching. Then the eight limbs of yoga includes something else, which is then how you conduct yourself in your society with your surrounding. And that basically is the four immeasurables: loving kindness, compassion, empathy, and equanimity. And then finally, it gets to the asana, which is what we practice in America, what we call yoga. It's the body. We did all that. And then the next one is called the pranayama, is the breathing exercise. Now, what we just did here using the abdominal, using the abdomen to breathe, increasing the lung capacity, that's half a reason why you have high blood pressure. The other half is because your stress hormone. And so we are here. And if you don't feel slivers in the mouth, that's because you are basically in fight or flight. And so we're forcing our body into the rest and digest, focusing on the breath. It's the best way to reduce your blood pressure. All right. Now we're going to continue the practice with the breathing exercise. The breathing exercise is very, very important exercise. It's designed to teach you how to breathe with your stomach, a very effective way. Um, all right. So if you sit for a long time, maybe it's time is good to loosen up your knee a little bit. One, two, three, four, and five. The other way. One, two, three, four, and five. Okay. All right. So now the breathing exercise is very simple. Very, very simple, but very effective. So you first start by pressing the bottom of your feet onto the floor. You sit like the bell, you stand like the pine tree. So this is like the root, okay? And then you open your shoulder, relax your shoulder, lean back, the forehead, tuck in your chin. You stand like you sit, right? Now the first form is a very simple one. You follow the center of your palm, you bring it up. One, you bring it towards yourself. Two, you bring it back down, and as you come down, you lower your knees, right? Not leaning forward, just lower your knee. And then four is when you stand back up. Okay? One, two, three, and four. All right. Now you close your mouth, you breathe in with your nose. Okay, one and two is for breathing in. Breathe in all the way in, and then breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Always relax when you breathe out, okay? Breathe in. Breathe out. Now we're going to change a little bit. Stand back up. Breathe in, crossing your hand, two hands in front. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Now we're going to stand up. Stand up. We're going to do 1 minute of standing meditation. Remember now, we stand like the pine tree. First, we focus on the bottom feet, grow some roots. Then we come up to the knee, loosen up the knee a little bit. Then we come to the shoulder, open the shoulder, loosen it up a little bit. Then we go to the forehead, loosening up the forehead, lean back, tuck into the chin. Then we come to the eyelid, open your eyes so you can actually see the floor. Don't open it, just open the lid, just don't shut it. Then we're going to focus on the breath, one breath at a time, and try not to leave your body, okay? Body and mind together, that's what yoga means. 1 minute. Okay, all right. Now this set exercise is really, really good for you, okay, especially as you age, because it does three things. One is that it increases your heart and lung capacity. Two is that it actually circulates oxygen throughout your body, including especially the vital organs. The third is that it's a meditation. It's a meditation in motion. So the second form is called balloon breathing. We stand with the right foot forward. We lean back so that the toes are pointing up. We look up the ceiling. We take a hand up. We follow the center of your palm. Roll in front like you're embracing yourself. Looking down. Notice that the left foot, the heels are up. Then you come back. The toes are up and you're looking at the ceiling again. Now, as you move forward, you breathe in with your nose. You close your mouth, okay? Always keep your inside your mouth wet. And then breathe out. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now focus on the center of your palm. Lower your hand. Now focus on the bottom of your feet. 1, 2. Check your body, starting at the bottom of your feet, to the knee, to the shoulder, to the forehead, to the eyelid, to the tongue, and then now focus on your breath, one breath at a time. Okay, now we're going to continue to the left. Left foot forward, toes pointing up, eyes looking at the ceiling. Bringing up your two hands, follow the center of your palm, breathe in. Looking at the ceiling, looking at the floor, sorry. Breathe out. Looking at the ceiling, open, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Focus on the center of your palm. Breathe out. Two more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower your hand. Back to the standing position. Focus on your body. Calibrate your posture. Focus on your breath. One breath at a time. Okay, now the third form, notice that they increase in complexity and increase in difficulty, okay, but also increase in effectiveness. So the next one is called the butterfly. Is really, really good for your training yourself to do abdominal breathing. Okay, so again, stand. You might have to stand a little further out. It's up to you. Open your shoulder. Now, follow the hand. Bring up your hand. Follow your hand, bring down your hand. Now you notice that I'm also lowering my knee. You wrap yourself with your hand, then you bring it back up. You raise your knee. As you come up, you raise your heel. So you're standing on your toes. You're focused entirely on the center of your palm. Hands on top of your head, back of the hand touching. Come down, breathe in, breathe out. Focus on the center of your palm, otherwise you fall. Breathe in, breathe out. Close your mouth. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Two more times. Breathe in, follow your hand. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in, breathe out. Now focus on the center of your palm. Bring it down. And then focus on the bottom of your feet. Adjust your standing posture if you have to. And then examine different parts of your body. And then focus on your breath. One breath at a time. Okay, now move to the fourth form. Fourth form is, and so it's similar to earlier where the right foot is forward, except you don't lean back anymore. Now this one looks very simple, but it's actually the hardest to do because you have to coordinate the entire body. The wrist has to be coordinated with the heel, right? The elbow to to the knee, the shoulder to the hip, right? Now, okay, bring up your hand, follow your hand, lean forward as if you are rolling a water wheel. Bring it all the way in, down, up, eyes forward, center the palm facing forward, push. As you come in, you breathe in all the way in. Then breathe out. And breathe in, follow your hand, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Two more times. Breathe in, breathe out. One last time. Breathe in, breathe out. Very slowly, very mindfully, back to the standing position. Examine different parts of the body and then focus on your breath, one breath at a time. Okay. Now I talk about the 8 limbs of yoga. The last one is called jhana, which when translated into Chinese is called Chan. Then when it went to Japan, it's called Zen. That's what Zen means. It means jhana. Jhana are the 4 states of deep meditation, and it's the 4 of the 8 states of samadhi. Okay, and you have to understand mindfulness. Mindfulness is sati. From sati, we go to samatha. From samatha, we go to samadhi. And sati is mindfulness, which means remember. Remember your mind, putting your mind onto the center of your palm. completely focus on your body. And when you maintain mindfulness, maintain sati, it goes to samatha, which means cessation. No more thinking, completely focus on the body and the feeling of the body. And then eventually you will enter into samadhi and achieve Zen or jhana, the last stage of the 8 limbs of yoga. Okay? Focus on the center of your palm, breathe in, feel the air coming into your abdomen, and then breathe out, completely emptying your abdomen. Breathe in, you can feel the air flowing through your fingers, you can feel the air going into your stomach. Breathe in, breathe out. Complete cessation of your thinking mind. Focus on the rest of the intelligence and not just the intellect. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. 2 more times. Breathe in, breathe out. One last time. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, come back. And 1 minute. This is the last standing meditation. It's 9 o'clock now, so if you have to leave, you can leave, but we'll continue. We need another 10 minutes or so, okay? Okay, the last form, okay? The last one has a lot more to do with the kidney or adrenal gland, so I usually massage that a little bit before I do the last one, okay? Now the last one, let me demonstrate. So you breathe in. Now the hands can be on the shoulder or holding the either way. And then you breathe out. And then when you get to the end, you lean forward. You continue to breathe out. And then after that, you breathe in, standing up. Continue to breathe in until you actually lean back. Okay, like that. It's actually very, very demanding. And so we only do it 3 times. Okay, now get ready. And this is very good for your kidney. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Relax. Breathe out. Breathe in. Relax. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then relax. Lower your hand. Focus on your breath. Now slowly walk back to your seat, focusing on the bottom of your feet. 1 step, 2 step. As you approach your seat, focus on the center of your palm. And as you sit down, focus on your butt as you touch the pillow. Go back to the sitting posture. And we're going to sit for 7 minutes. Silent meditation. Sit however you like. Focus on your breathing, maintaining the posture. Okay, open your eyes. So I encourage you to meditate every day. Now, I think if you meditate, you should meditate for 15 minutes. And the reason for that is that we have 1440 minutes in a day. So 15 minutes is 1% of your day. That's a very great investment, 99 time return. But before you sit down and meditate, you need to energize your body. You can do some of the exercise that we do, or you can do as simple as standing meditation. Stand for 5 minutes and then sit down for 15 minutes. After you sit down for 15 minutes to meditate, you need to do one thing, which is the massage. And so I want you to put your hands together, okay? Energizing this energy point in the middle of your palm. Then I want you to put that on the temple, massage the temple, massage the front of the face, massage the forehead, massage the top of the head. That's the part that does the cognition, the back of the head, the memory, and then the lower part of the head, that's the motor function. Back again, massage the face, massage your ear, put the thumb inside the ear, massage, put it in the middle of the ear, massage, put the index finger in the bottom part, massage the tip, yank, massage the edge, massage the earlobe, yank, massage the back of the ear, two fingers the other side, and then one, two, and three. Okay, so make that your daily routine. If you don't have time to actually do more, at least sit for 15 minutes or maybe 10, 5. Start slow. All right. Now, I want to take a few minutes to talk about the donations. Thank you, Jason, for making your donation. So, I have collected on your behalf about $750 this year. So I project that that would be, and that's the end of October. So I believe we will collect a total of about $1,000 this year. I talk about how I'm interested in this group, and not just that we want to practice together, but that we also want to do some good together. So this Martha mentioned this circle that we call the mindfulness fellowship. I think of myself as fellow traveler. I believe our existence is beyond this physical body, so there had to be a history and a future, and we just happen to travel together this life. And together, I think we can do a lot of good, bringing um, happiness uh, to our surrounding. And one of my focus right now is on bringing Dharma into the prison. If you have a chance to visit prison, you will find that the prison, um, the population in the prison is not a good representation of the population. About 80 to 90% of the people who are incarcerated are people of color. And they all have one thing in common, which is that they're very poor. So the biggest crime that they commit is poverty. And there's a lot of injustice. Now, I'm not going to argue whether or not they deserve the time. That's not my focus. What I am focused is that when they are released, 65% of them return. So that is not acceptable, especially as a taxpayer. We pay annually about $110,000 to put somebody behind bar. We can do it the first time if we feel that that is part of our justice system. We shouldn't have to do it a second time. So I focus a lot with Venerable Dihong, bringing Dharma into the prison and outside the prison for those who have experience in the prison. And by the way, Venerable Dihong will be back this coming Wednesday. This is the first Wednesday of the month, and he'll be back at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I want you to be part of that. Now, it turns out that one of his students was a person of Hispanic heritage. Um, a person by the name of Oscar, who's been jailed since he was a juvenile. He was released from the prison. He actually met Venerable Bodhidharma when he was in the prison. He was one of the best students um, in practicing Buddhism, Dharma. The story is about his life after he was released. And there's a filmmaker by the name of Stephen Leon that I met recently, who's been working on a documentary about Oscar's life after he was released. How difficult it is, no matter how hard he tried, to really be on the right path. And so he had a grant, and he was able to do the production, and he needed $2,000 to finish. So yesterday I donated $2,000 on our behalf. 1,000 of that comes from this year's donation. The other 1,000 is my own matching fund. That way, he can finish the film, and we can all share um, this wonderful story about how Oscar was trying to do good. And there's three elements in that. One is that he was a juvenile. He struggled in the system. He struggled outside the system. The second is that he met a very good teacher, Venerable Hong this time, and he was able to find some um, um, techniques to allow him to focus on the good part of his mind. The third part is that it turns out that he's an animal lover, and he spends his time outside the prison taking care of animals that are abandoned. And the story is about how his life is so much similar to an abandoned animal. And some of you know that recently my son and my daughter were in my house. They had four dogs. Two of them were abandoned animals, and I can see the trauma that they go through. It's just imagine that on a person. All right. And Jen, I think the working title is called Oscar's Return. There's not much on that. I want you to go to Stephen Leong, Stephen, Liang.com, okay? And follow Stephen as he progresses through his work, all right? And then we'll have plenty of time to 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 share that experience. And I just want you to know that we have invested in that together, you and I. Okay, this is the other part of a journey. And so I mentioned how we have to exercise, how we have to be always compassionate, and all that. All right. So with that, I want to bring you happiness, health, and peace. And I will see you all next week. Namaste. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Sinh nhật gia Kiên, huh? Okay. Bye
Yes.
bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye. That's my army of Cantonese speaking grandmothers, including my own mother. Okay. Thank you, everyone.